Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good today. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome as well. Guys, do you remember this pattern? Remember we used this pattern to make a bucket hat? So because you guys love it, I decided to make another hat. It is a very good head accessory, especially for summer. The inspiration actually came because I made this wrap trouser. I felt alright, why not use the remaining fabric I have to make this sun hat. So today I am going to show you how you can make this sun hat. So if you already have this pattern, get it ready because we are going to be using two of these patterns. We'll be using the top pattern and then the side pattern. We will not be using the brim. So I can take this out. We will be constructing another brim suitable for the sun hat. So if this is something you like to see, let's get to it. These are the fabrics that I'll be using to make this sun hat. You know, we need two fabrics. Like I said, we will be needing these two patterns. So I can put this aside for now. The first thing that you should do is to measure what you have here at the bottom of this pattern. The measurement that I got here is 12.4 inches. So I'm going to multiply that by 2 times 2. That gives me 24.8 inches. So now I'm going to use this measurement to construct a 360-degree circle. Okay? To get the circle, that will be 24.8 inches divided by 6.28. What I have is 3.94. I can actually approximate that to 4 inches. So I am going to be cutting a 360-degree circle with a radius of 4 inches. So one other thing you should do is to determine the width of your brim. The question now is, how wide do you want it? I'm going to go with 6 inches. Let's see what it looks like so you can use that as a guide when you want to make yours. Let us assume that this is my fabric, right? So you're going to fold your fabric this way. All right. And then fold it this way. That means you're folding into 4, right? And then you have to ensure that what you have is nothing less than 10 inches, okay? So if I measure here, I have 11 inches, which is perfect. Come to the corner here and then you mark 4 inches, which is the radius, and 10 inches at the same time. You know, that's how we do it, right? So you're going to cut 0.5 inch away from the radius and then 0.5 inch here for the joining allowance, right? This is our new pattern. The next thing we're going to do is to cut this out on the fabric. I'm going to cut one of this, 2 of this, and then 1 of this for each of the fabric. So to cut this, you know, it really won't be nice to start cutting this circle this way. So I'm going to fold it back, fold it into 4 like it was, and then I'm going to fold the fabric into 4. So this is it. So I have my pattern, all right, for one of the fabrics. So I'm going to use these same patterns to cut out this fabric as well. So looking at this, I have 2 of this for each of the fabric, 2 of this, okay, 2. I have 2 of this, that is 1 for each of the fabric, 1, and then I have 2 of this, 1 of this rather, for each of the fabrics, right? I have 1 of this, right? So my pattern is complete. The next thing I'm going to do is to iron a fusible interfacing on the wrong side of all the patterns, this fabric, because it's light. Okay, this is it. I have ironed the interfacing on the wrong side of each of the patterns. This one, this pink fabric, right? So the next thing I want you to do is to fold it back, fold it into two, just like this, and then you cut one part open. I'm going to tell you the reason why I asked you to cut it while we are sewing it, okay? So this is what we have now. So guys, let's go and sew this together. These are the patterns. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is to join the patterns. Let us start with this. I'm going to sew this right side facing right side. The next thing is to get the sides. I'm going to sew it to the brim. So looking at this, you see we have a middle already, and then on this as well we have a middle. So I'm going to place the right side of this middle on the right side of this. Make sure you get the middle, the center. Okay, open the seam allowance, and then I'm going to sew with a 0.5 inch seam allowance. So this is what we want. All right, so I'm going to be doing the same thing for this pattern, this one. And then guys, remember that I asked you to cut this out. You see that this place and this place doesn't match. Alright, so I am going to cut out the excess that I have here. That was why I asked you to cut this 360 up, so that if we have an excess fabric, we will be able to adjust it. But if you didn't cut it out, you would have a gap here. So I am going to trim this out so that I can still have my circle in place. First, let us sew this. Next thing I'm going to do is to fold it like this, right side facing right side. Match it up this way. This is the excess that I have, so I'm going to cut it out. This is what I have now. So the next thing I'm going to do is to close it up from here straight down with a 0.25 inch allowance. And I'm going to do the same thing here. The next thing I'm going to do is to attach the top of the hat. So this will go with this and this will go with this. So it will be the right side. Okay, so I'm going to open it up like this. And then I'm going to place this top on it. Alright, so one thing you should do is this. You should notch it. Okay, notch it this way. So this one as well, you're going to notch it in 4 places. Put it into 4 and notch. So we have 4 notches. I'm going to do the same thing here. Now that I have everything notched in 4 places, both the top and the main hat, what I'm going to do is to place the notches against each other. Then I am going to sew round this top hat. So by the time I'm done sewing, I'm going to have something like this. Alright, so now that I've sewn it, what I'm going to do next is to notch it round. Okay, so I'm going to do that for the other one as well, for the other fabric. I'm going to sew the top and then I'm going to notch it, okay, round. So I have sewn it. This is it on the right side. You see, it's beautiful. Actually, I didn't know this fabric was going to turn out this way. It's very, very beautiful. So I'm going to put the right side of this inside this. So this is the right side of this fabric, and this is the right side of this fabric. Put it inside, align it well. You see this seam here? I'm going to match it with this seam as well. So I'm going to pin it all around, and then I'll sew all around, but I'll leave a space of about 4 inches unsewn so that I can pull this inside out. Okay guys, so I have sewn this round. I've sewn it round, so I'm going to turn it inside out. And another thing I did after sewing it round was to notch, you see. So now I'll turn it inside out. So after doing this, what I'm going to do is to tuck this in, and then I'll top stitch it. After top stitching, I'm going to iron it well, okay, and then I'll show you the outcome. So here it is. This is one side, and then this is the other side, so you can wear it either way you want, okay. So like this. So you can wear it like this, and then you can wear it this way as well. Just turn it inside out. So the width of your brim here, I mean this part here, the width depends on what you want. If you want it to be really wide, I used 6 inches for this. And one other thing is this part is slouchy. It's not really standing well, okay. So when you're making yours, you can use a hard fusible interfacing. I use the light fusible interfacing on this part, okay. So you can use a hard one so that it can stand well like what we have on the thumbnail, okay. So guys, thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If it has been helpful, please let me know, like, share, comment, and please subscribe if you have not. Till we see you again next time, please take care of yourself. Bye.